Hello, boys. It's me, Goatee Gavin. Alright, so I know a lot of you boys are probably very sad and upset and crying yourself to sleep, exactly as I am, because 2.4 is delayed and ladder is delayed. So I'm like, you know what, I'll do my due diligence, and I will, try and help keep you guys entertained until then, So, what have I been up to? This is my bow necro. Now, my bow necro, what we're kind of doing on this boy is we're stacking up attack speed. We're going to be using this brand bow, expensive rune word, and we're going to be shooting out bone spears. So every single arrow that hits a target, 100% chance to cast, CTC, abbreviation for the boys and the nerds, level 18 bone spear on striking. So cool thing about CTC skills, if you don't know, is if you're casting something such as, what's another example, in Dariel's Helm, 15% chance to cast level 15 poison over when struck. If you hit me, if I get hit by like fucking Diablo or like a, I don't know, like a Fallen or something, if I cast, I cast Poison Over, I can actually bump up the synergies of the Poison Over skill on this character, but only the Necro, because he has Poison Over as the active skill base. He gets the synergies. Interesting. That's pretty poggers, boys. So, we're bumping up the synergies of Bone Spear. So, we would have no points into Bone Spear because when we actually shoot an arrow and it strikes, that is level 18 to start with, and then we get all the synergies which are from there. Make sense? No? We'll get into it because that's what we do. We do stat skills, whatever. We'll see what Vaseline is doing up here, and then, good old Chad Boy, because everyone likes Chad Boy. Yeah, bing bong bing. Big Nut, level 83. Couldn't be bothered going higher than that, to be honest. Strength 76, Dexterity 136, Vitality is 228, throwing the rest in there. I'm not using CTA, couldn't be fucked getting it. Cry if you want, leave hate in the comments. Energy, didn't even touch it. Res is kind of whatever, I kind of neglected it. I wanted to prioritize other charms, which I'll show you. And I am running Treachery Armor, so I can proc that, and that kind of covers my neglect of resistances. For relevant stats to kind of show, we have 105 increased attack speed. That's one of the main things we need to prioritize with this build. You can also see Vaseline in the background with a Faith Bow, so we'll get to her later. We do have 66 Deadly Strike as well. Now, skills. Poison and Bone, as you briefly saw before, we have 1 into Bone Spear, but every single synergy of Bone Spear we've maxed out. Teeth, Bone Wall, Prison, and Spirit. We've also got 1 point into Bone Armor to get to these two, obviously. But we max these two out as well, so we get the synergy bonus on Bone Armor as well. So you can see down here we've got plus 690 Absorb with only 1 point into Bone Armor, which is, pretty sick. Enough plus skills, we can still use Corpse Explosion, as with every other bloody Necro build. With the curses, we've just got 1 point wonders from Amp down to Decrepify on the right-hand side. I use Decrepify for some bosses and crowd control in certain areas, but sadly, there's not really much we can do to amp up the damage of the Bone Spears because they're magic source damage, right? So with magic source damage, there's not really a way to amp it up, but then on the other hand, there's not many mobs that are really resistant to it, other than, most notably the second wave in Bell's Throne Room, right? So it's a kind of, double-edged sword, if you will, if you look at it that way. Summoning, we've just got 3 points here just for Chad Boy, so Clay Golem and then Mastery and Resist. I've got a few extra points that I didn't put in because I didn't really need to. This is like the main chunk of things. If I want, I can dump them in and get a few extra, curses from here, or what have you. So just to show again, I'm level 83, so if you have all quests done, then you can kind of get all of this, as you see here, done at level 79. So, Vaseline, what have we got over here? I'm just running a cold Mercenary. I guess if you want to be super efficient, you could go with a Fire Arrow, because cold shatters corpses, and then you can't corpse explode, but, fucking boo-hoo. Vamp Gaze, I have Treachery, and I have Faith and the Great Bow. Now, I made this before there was the announcement that, in 2.4, the mercs can actually wear, like Grand Matron and matriarchal bows and whatnot. I put Vamp Gaze on just for a bit of DR as well as lifesteal, but a really good option here is to get a giant skull with two 15 IAS jewels in there. that gives her knockback, crushing blow, a chunk, a bit of chunk of strength, and that also helps her reach, I believe, the maximum increased attack speed breakpoint for an Act 1 Mercenary. So aside from that, she's only getting the 45 from there, but you know, she don't complain, and if she does, I don't fucking listen to it, because women. Am I right? Small charms. So we've just got attack damage and attack rating. Because there's not really a way to bump up bone spear damage, I'm like, fuck it. Let's use amp damage so we can help get more damage from Vaseline when she actually wants to put in work. And then we have still our 1k here. So I'm like, you know what, we'll bump that up. And I actually found it performed better than, you know, some of the other equivalents. Now, gear, and then we'll get into it, right? So we've got the brand bow here. This rolls enhanced damage and damage to demons. Both of them we don't really care because we're just using it for the bone spear. Nice and easy. And Dariel's plus skills, mainly 20 attack speed. Lifesteal is nice, but the big chunk of strength and poison res is pretty awesome. High Lords, we've got plus skills, attack speed, deadly strike. Treachery, we've got the increased attack speed there. Hit recovery is nice too, and also the fade proc to help my neglect of resistances, and maybe yours too if you want to do that. We've got Ghoul Rider, so faster run walk and all the other nice melee shit. I've got a dual leech ring here when I need it, but you can put other cool stuff here if you need. This is kind of like a free slot I found. We do need the Razor to Health for the 33 Pierce. That's kind of like a, you know, 100% locked in. Ravenfrost for more attack, rating, bit of cold and dicks and all the fun stuff. Cannot be frozen. I do have Lava Gouts here, but there's definitely a few options you can put. Laying of Hands is a fucking great option, but depending where you're farming. So you can see the little edge of the secret cow level here, so those boys actually, they don't get extra damage to demons. But, you know, might as well put on Lava Gouts so we can get that extra enchant. But, speaking of enchant, boys, don't forget about Demon Limb. Demon Limb, level 23. So I'm actually going to cast that here. Put it on Chad, even though he's going to die within 5 seconds, like he usually does. But yeah, that's about it. I think we will kind of dive in. I'll show you how it works with Corpse Explosion and then without Corpse Explosion. So as you can see, I've had a bit of fun already. Don't worry. We'll have some more fun together. Here we are. So usually I'll just amp stuff to get some more damage. And then we kind of go ahead like that. Some of you are probably thinking, hey, you're not shooting that fast. I'm like, bro, this is like the fastest you can kind of shoot. I've got attack speed on every single piece of gear. I guess you could get like a 4-socketed armor, right? And, you know, fill that bitch up with facets. But it isn't even that much faster. With the Faith Mercenary, with the Fanaticism aura, which mine is at level 13, it really helps you reach the maximum. Just again, for the lads who are not familiar with my videos, this is all players one. I do build everything online. So yeah, that's you know, that's just how it is. There is a static roll of knockback on the brand Runeword, bro. So it is quite nice having knockback on there, and you don't have to worry about getting it on like some annoying safety crafted gloves, I believe. Alright, let's find another bunch here, and I'll show you Corpse Explosion, because why not? Suppose it's the same as every other build. Chad Boy's gone down for the first time. Here we are, nice Corpse Explosion, easy peasy. Cool thing about Brand as well is 35% chance to cast level 14 amp when struck. I mean, you're not really doing much else, so I am kind of amping everything, so it's a bit irrelevant. But I mean, if you forget, amp is useful, I suppose. So we can see a little bit of pierce through there. A little hard to see sometimes. Try and run up this way. See if I can circle him again. As you can see, Vaseline has carked it already. But that's alright. Because we can still manage without her. And then Corpse Explode. We do have a unique ring. Wow. I can wait till the end actually. Then I'll pick that up. Oh, wowee. What I'll do is, I'll run over here, I'll grab the Mercenary again, and then I'll just go through and only use curses. I'm not going to use Corpse Explode, because I think every single Necro build, stop hiding behind the portal, I think every single Necro build kind of uses that, and it's kind of crazy. Like, you can run around with a you know, a naked fucking necro, boys, and you could kill stuff. So let's go through only. Let's chuck a board here. Only with arrows, no corpse explosion. If you are going to make this, I do recommend CTA. Would be great to bump your life pool up, but then also the clay golem as well. You could even put your extra points into golem to have just another, just a sack of meat. You know what I'm saying? Just to take a few hits. And with only like 1 point and then the plus all skills, he actually survives quite a decent chunk, you know? What I'll do is I'll change this one to Decrepify. You still do good damage with Decrepify, and it's definitely a great option for crowd control, because sometimes, you know, you hit those elite packs and they just sprint across the screen like they're bloody training with Usain Bolt for like 3 months straight. You gotta protect yourself, you know? There's only some ways you can kind of do that. I mean, I'm not, obviously not protecting myself. I have no resistances. It's not the strongest build. It's definitely fun, I would say. I kind of enjoyed this more so than the Ranger Paladin. It's just, I feel like there's a little bit more going on. I enjoy having the Mercenary with the Clay Golem as well. Yes, we do have like Bone Prison and things, but I don't particularly like using these. I find them a bit annoying. But with this build, since you are ranged, it is definitely a great option. So you can amp, Bone Prison, amp, and go from there. I just, personally, I don't actually like using Bone Prison. I find it just an annoying fucking skill. But it is really good. If you wanted to try this on hardcore, like, no one in chat ever probably wants to fucking try this on hardcore. But yeah, it definitely works with this type of, like, ranged build, right? But I think that's enough of a showcase. Hopefully, hope you guys are, you know, appealed by that. It's definitely an interesting one. I love the aspect of trying to build builds around chance to cast CTC skills, because there's some weird weapons, weird rune words that can, you know, maybe be optimized into something that does function. But this is hell viable. It's hell viable, boys. You can clear hell with it, okay? You can clear hell. So if you're just playing P1, you know, fucking go ahead, boys. Go ahead. But that is about it. If you guys have any questions, queries, comments, concerns, criticisms, if you just really want to vent because you're having a hard few weeks and you're still sad about the delay of 2.4, chuck it in the comments. I'll comfort you. Join the Discord. We can have a chat. We can book some therapy sessions, whatever. You know, I'm here for you. I'm here for you, boys. Okay. Well, thank you very much for the support. Make sure you like and subscribe and show this to your neighbor or some shit. I don't know. Bye.